program, and I have been working as a journalist before for quite some time. I think 7 or 8 years, I think. Yeah. And after that, I've been to a corporate, a statutory body, and worked as a corporate communications officer. And during the transition, before and after my journalistic life, as well as my corporate communication officer's life, and I've been to the UK and study a master's degree and in the London School of Economics. And I think that would be one of the so-called accomplishment to some extent, that I've been fortunate enough to be awarded the Chevening scholarships, which is awarded by the FCO, the Foreign and Commonwealth Office of the UK government. And during the time, I've been able to meet with various scholars and friends and students and colleagues and from around the world. And the changing work environment really affects me a lot. I've already explained to you that actually I worked as a journalist before, and last October I shifted into to be a corporate communications manager in one of the statutory bodies in Hong Kong. I mean, the working environment is really different. So I always joke myself that this is the first time I get to know how to use email to send various messages, how the hierarchies, how things should express myself. As a reporter or as a journalist, you don't really have to take care about sort of formalities so much. But as a some of the offices in a semi-government setting, I mean, in government it's even more formal, but of course in semi-government organizations this is equally formal, that you have to adapt to the kind of like the systems and the accuracy. I have to admit that sometimes I make the careless mistakes when you draft a lot of papers. But sometimes you might have chances like missing an S or deleting an S, whatever. Your boss really care about that. I mean, why do you so careless of, like, even for me, I will have chances of missing those things. But as a reporter, sometimes you think it's okay, you just delete it, upload it again. I mean, in the corporate settings, in the statutory body setting, the result is important, but as long as so long as the process itself is also very important. So sometimes I would ask myself, having a lot of experience in journalism, but then you now work as a corporate communications officer, it seems that you don't really know a lot. You would query yourself that actually you're not really that smart compared. Sometimes you work as a journalist for quite some time, everything goes right, you experience a lot, and you have been adapting to the environment a lot. But now it seems that you're always making a bit of the mistakes is really not that large. You're not going to kill yourself, but you're not really that happy of making a bit of mistake and pointed out by your boss, right? So you will be. Obviously, I admit that sometimes I feel discouraged by that. Yeah, you make mistake again, and it's not really that happy. And sometimes we share with my colleagues, friends, whatever, and you have to again you have to try and keep on doing what. You have to start up from where you fall down. Yeah, some sort of terms that people would like to express and to use to say that actually you have to get up and to work out again, not really just falling down and you just fail and you just don't work again. So this is one of the biggest challenge I would have to say, and I've been experiencing, and I try, hopefully, and a few months later, I will be able to work it out. The first one is share with your friends, families, friends, whatever you can try. So actually, sometimes like people experience similar things. For me, it's a bit lucky that actually I have colleagues who experience. I mean, they two of my colleagues actually come to this company for similar time. So we seems to be like a batchmate. Like we can explain, talk to each other and saying, oh, what have you experienced? And actually, oh, I experienced it too. So sometimes they will feel better. I mean, psychology people will say that you got something to, you are not the only one to experience these bad things, but actually your colleagues or whatever, they are also experiencing these bad things, and you feel better, right? I mean, yeah, a bit of like, a self, um, it's like a third, whatever you call it, to share these kind of bad things with your friends, and to give yourself a bit of comfort, quote unquote comfort for that. And the second thing is that be it like you have a responsibility or not, or what, you have to try to learn from a mistake, to check once, twice, or to cross-reference, to cross-check, to see whether there's something wrong with your first draft, whatever. I try to do that now, actually. I work out one draft, and my colleagues work out another draft, and we try to cross-reference, cross-check with each other. And you try to lower down to minimize the chance of making errors. And hopefully that helps a bit, actually, because you have your blind spots.
Oh.
Yeah, you have a blind spot, and your colleagues have your blind spot as well. So having these kinds of exchange and exchange of opinions, and at least you will make less mistake and fewer mistakes than comparatively. And the third is something about like resilience, as the topic suggests, and you have to keep on, because it's either because of really that you would like to earn some money, or it actually is your responsibility to continue to work. You just don't give up just because you have missed something or you have made some mistakes. I mean, these kind of mistakes are not really that lifelong. I mean, you sometimes, earlier or later, I mean, you overcome that. It's just a matter of time. You have to tell yourself that actually you brainwash yourself sometimes. It's just a matter of time that you will overcome these mistakes or to overcome these errors. It's not a lifelong thing. So you try to brainwash yourself, telling you that this is all right, or you try to do something that you like. For me, I like watching football or doing sports or whatever. And doing sports sometimes will help. I mean, right now it's a bit difficult because of the COVID-19, but since the government, the Hong Kong government has lessened the measures, the lockdown measures, people will be able to do sports without wearing mask. So I will be able to go out and have a jog and without wearing mask, and that will help a bit. Mm. So I mean, the four things is do something you like. Like for me, it's like watching football or doing some sports. Mm. So these are my a bit of like advice to those who experience something that I've been experiencing. Mm. I would like to use the Chinese that I've used. It is. I'll try to explain it in English, but the Chinese is the 黎明前的黑暗係最黑暗。The time when you experience the darkest time is something that you are going to having some dawn or having some hope. I mean, sometimes when you feel you're going to fall down, but actually, if you step one step forward, actually it's going to have a solution. So yeah, for me or for the rest of the communities or for the rest of the netizens, friends from Phoenix Foundation or friends from Dragon 100 or the rest of my friends, I would say that keep on trying. Sometimes you think that it's not really that difficult, and you are actually experiencing the upwards trend. And it is, sometimes people will say that you're experiencing failures, whatever. There's nothing worse than experiencing failure. So you are at the lowest point. Anything you will do, you will be upper than the lowest point. So something that you think about that, and that would be a bit of cheerful